The beautiful thing about the Bible for people of faith is not just that it gives us facts and information, but it tells us who we are. So I think for every leader to have a life verse that says, it's a reminder for me of who God made me to be. So for me, mine is found in John chapter 1. It tells us, before time itself was measured, the voice, the Logos, the Word, was speaking. The voice was and is God, and this celestial voice remained ever present with the Creator, that his speech shaped the entire cosmos, that immersed in the practice of creating all things that exist were birthed in him, and his breath filled all things with a living, breathing light. That John 1, reflecting on Genesis 1, reminds us that God created everything. He created us, and he breathed light into us, and in that place made us also to create.
The verse that I have lived my life off of, the verse that I preached my first message off of when I was 5 years old, was Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. We're always asking God, please show me which way to go, which way to go. Well, you know what? 3 parts of the contract is in your hands. Are you trusting? Are you leaning on your own understanding? Are you really acknowledging him? I mean, his right to be a part of every conversation, every minute, every person around you matters. If you're living a life that way, then he directs your path.
My life verse is the first verse that I learned in my life. It's, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. And I can't tell you how often in my life I've had to lean into that verse when bad events happen, like Jim Collins talked about yesterday, stuff that we don't like. How I've had to go back to that verse and say, you know, God is the master of redeeming anything if I put it in his hands, and he has.
Colossians 3:17, whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. What I love about that is how comprehensive it is. Paul is saying, whatever you do, that takes in a lot of territory. From when you wake up, when you eat, when you greet people, when you drive a car, what would it look like to live every moment in the name, in the character, in the presence and power of Jesus? Love that statement.
I think the verse I try to live by, and with my sons especially, teach them is St. Paul to the Philippians when he says, go to God always in thanksgiving first, and then bring your problems to him, and he will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. And I find that every day I need to remember that, because I forget the thanksgiving part, and I forget the part that there's unlimited peace there for us if we just go to God. So that would probably be my life verse at this part of my life.